Hello tubers, welcome to another live feed. This is the Aldi printer. The anticipation for getting this has been building all week. I've been pretty excited about getting down there and lining up early to make sure I don't miss out, and it's a bloody good thing I did too, because 4 were off the pallet before I'd even made it to the register. So 6 in the shop. I've heard of other stores in higher population density areas only getting 3, so we're bloody lucky to have 6 on deck at my store. Hello Ebby. So, hello YouTube. We're going to unbox this and print some colour. You down for that? Alright, let's rip in. Come on, let's get it out of the box. Hey? You keen? I'm keen. Stay away from the camera, please. You're right in the way there, darling. Oops. Okay, watch your head. Oh, dearie me. Come here, come on. Maybe you should not be. Maybe you should be out of the way. You okay? You're okay. Shh, 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 shh. Come on, come on. Let's get in here and look at this colour. Okay? Here's your toy. Thank you.
There's a box.
Yeah, big box. She looks like it's been taped up 3 times. How many times do you have to open a box? Can you please stay out of the way of the camera here, darling? This camera is taking the video. Okay? You want to sit down? Here you are. I'll give you a little chair. There you go. Pop your bum on that. There you go. Thank you.
It's a color list.
Yeah.
Wow. What is it?
Getting started guide.
It's a color list. What's this? What's this, Dad?
Package contents. Printer, heated bed, spool holder, power, USB cable, 8 gig card, scraper, replacement tube, hex key, hex bolts, cable ties, 4 by 10 metre PLA filament. I've got some samples of filament. So it looks like we didn't get a proper roll. Rubber feet, levelling card, instruction manual.
Color list.
Yeah, that's the video we're making right now. There's the warranty card. Fancy getting retail warranty on a printer. Let's get in here, eh? It's alright, leave that. No, it's okay. Just leave that.
It's a color.
Yeah, it's... Ooh. Let's see, fingerprints. I don't like seeing fingerprints on products when I open a box. There are fingerprints on the bed. Just stand back there, Ebby. Let me have a look here and show the viewers. Fingerprints on the bed. Look at that. Apologies for the poor connection. I have no control over how fast I can upload. Alright. I might just keep the camera over here for the moment, because Ebby keeps bumping into it and I can't see the if anybody's talking on the feed here. Anybody talking? Show live. 0 Bites is watching. Didn't make it down there. Got a bit of flu. Well, that's sad, mate.
Wow.
Okay. Time to get it out of the box. How does this happen? There's one part there. It's quite heavy. It's quite heavy.
That's
heavy.
I have a heavy. Heavy.
Alright, let's pop that on the ground there. What else is in here?
What's this box?
This box? I don't know, Ebs. What do we got in here? We've got a cable. Blue cable. It's like the same blue cable I've seen in two other printers I've unboxed in the past. What is that? That's the spool thingy.
It's black.
Black? Yeah, that's black. Some bits in here. Yeah, it's a pretty solid looking build quality. Cocoa? Mum's offering cocoa. Yeah, we'll be a while setting up here, so you may as well go get a cocoa. Come back later.
I'm coming, Mum.
Alright, well that'll make things easy now the little one's out of the way. Alright, we're down into the business end. There's the upright part. There we go. There's a big zip tie holding things in place there. It looks like the assembly's going to be fairly straightforward. I've just got to do 4 bolts and plug something in, I'd say. It's very heavy. It's not light build at all. So that ribbon cable there is going to be moving with the print head. So I guess at some point that'll be a replacement item. You can't have moving parts and wires and not have something break over time. Alright, well that's the upright part. Let's pop that over there. And what's down here? PLA samples. And what's this material? That must go on the bed and be some sort of easy to remove surface. Instructions. Who needs instructions, says 0 bytes. Well, I could do an AVE and throw them across the room, but right now I thought I'd just give it a quick overview because I don't want to do something wrong and have to go back and say, oh, I broke it because I didn't read the instruction. I like how the power supply is integral to the whole thing. It's just some machines have like a brick power supply or the control box being separate. Alright, where's that quick start guide? Drag the box out of the way, I don't need that anymore. See, I managed to grab a blue and a grey. These filaments went so quick.
My chair.
Huh? I'm on your chair. You lost your chair. Sorry, but you lost your spot in the zoo today.
My Abby's chair.
No, it's Dad's chair.
Let's do it.
Construct and connect. Number 1. Place the extruder tower and heated bed on a clean, level workplace. Carefully remove the cable tie that holds the extruder in place.
No, my chair.
No, it's my chair now. Don't be whinging at me.
Oh.
Well, if you're going to hit your head every time you walk in there, maybe you should not walk in there, darling. Hey? Hey, do I have to put bumper stops on everything? Come here. You okay?
Okay.
Alright. Do not pull on the black cable. Ensure printer setup workspace is at least 1 by 1 metre square. Insert the heated bed controller carefully through the legs of the extruder tower and align the bolt holes on each side. Alright, so you stand this thing up and you slide that through the middle. Okay, that's different. You're supposed to do that with the bloody head in the way. Sorry, that's not clever. Tight fit. Clean it up near the wall, make life easier. Yeah, maybe. Still feel like, but not the head can come up a bit. Give me a bit of clearance. Okay. Very tight. Cable's in the way too. If I come smashing through there, I'm going to cut those cables off. I'd be smarter to come in from the back side there. Okay. Screws.
What is that?
No, I'm busy.
Busy.
I'm busy.
Daddy. Look, that owl.
Yeah, you hit your head again, didn't you?
It's a yellow. It's a yellow. Yellow, that.
Lello. A little wiggle to line it up. Come on, get in there. Okay. Another one this side. I like that I didn't have to assemble this part. That's the one. It's a nice powder coated finish. Okay. Yeah, so I was talking to a mate who went to the another store nearby, and they had the experience that there was only 3 machines in there, and they had a big lineup of people. About 10 people were there trying to get one. And the experience in this end of the world, where my local store is, there was only 3 people that I could see that were lined up for the printer, and there were 6 printers in there. So clearly they'd got their target audience and allocations wrong. I've got 4 screws in. Where's my quick start guide? Quick start. Raise the extruder and angle the bed for easier. We've done that. We're on. We're connected the 2 bits together. Insert the long cable marked A into the motor connected to the extruder tower marked A. The long cable marked A. Okay, so long cable marked A plugs in there. I'll spin it around so you can see what's going on. So that is going up under there. It's a bit of a sort of a, I always feel like these cables are a bit too bloody long and they're going to get caught and stuff and destroy things. But that's, you know, that's the nature of a machine with a moving head and such. We've got babies crying in the background. Why do they always cry when the bloody live feed's on? And we're back. Okay, so we've got A plugged in. Where am I? Number 4, insert the short cable marked B into the one marked B. Well, that's all pretty straightforward. That one goes in there. I feel like maybe that should be cut, that zip tie, because what's the point of having that bundle like that? And D will go to D. Well, that's pretty straightforward. Anyone could do that. Alright, okay. Where are we up to? D's done. Insert one end of the black connector marked E. So we've got E to go now. Where's E? There. On the bed. Plugged in though. Just lost connection there with a text coming through. Fortunately, using the phone can be fraught with all sorts of crap like that. Now, we insert one end of black cable, connector E, and extrude a tower marked E, insert the other end into the black connector on the side of the bed. Here's the side of the bed. Alright. So that's down there. Okay. Done. Attach the upper arm, filament spool, screwing, blah blah, X screw. Where did I put that? Where did I put that part? Filament. That thing goes about here, and that thing 2 hex nuts left. Obviously there for there. Still there, 0 bytes? It's weird. I've got people watching, but it says 0 people watching. That happened last time, didn't it? Alright, so that looks good. What do we got left to do? 8, plug it into power. Oh, power. Power, power. Where's that IEC cable? They're not a jug cord, they're not a kettle cord, they're not a computer cable, they're called an IEC cable. Now, if any of you watching that know that I work for JCar Electronics, here's a little bit of inside information. I've quit. That's right, I've given up my job. There'll be a lot more home time. I might make a video just about that subject, but for now, I'm just letting you know that you'll have lots more YouTube videos from me. How did I miss C being plugged into C? I'm getting too excited here. Plugging power in. Alright, let's spin it around. Let's go down low so we can see the screen and what the boot sequence looks like. Powering on. That's a schmancy intro, isn't it? The level wizard will automatically guide you to each of the 4 corners using the thumb wheels. Level each corner until you feel slight resistance, sliding a piece of paper between the build and the extruder. Press next to begin. That's pretty cool. Right, and they even gave you a piece of paper to do that with. Look at that. Check your level. Where is that nozzle? I have to get down low for this. Oh, it's a long way from the bed. There's a bit of white filament in there, so they've tested the nozzle. Okay, next. Level the corner, press next. It's a long way off. It's almost 6 mil off the bed. This thing's wound all the way down then. Okay. Bringing that up. I should probably bring the other ones up at the same sort of rate. Save me time and effort. Yeah, next. I like the touch screen. Okay, next. Next. Let's do it again. It's too high now that all the other ones have come up. Zero Bites has got the flu. Man, there's so many bad flus going around at the moment. All I can say, mate, is keep your garlic and chili and honey and all those good things. Fight fire with fire, I reckon. Anytime I get a cold, I eat wasabi raw. Oh shit! What the freaking hell's that? That was a horrible noise. Hope it doesn't do that again. What the fuck? Did you hear that noise? That sounded terrible. End stop working. There's an end stop switch here. This end. There's nothing that side that I can see. Level. Keeps going back to that corner instead of coming over to this corner. Yeah, I don't know. I've got two motors either side. I don't know about... Next. What are you doing? Let's go next. Try that process again and see what happens. X-rail should be parallel to the print bed. If it's not, manually rotate individual Z-axis stepper on the bottom of both shafts. Place a hex wrench on the Z-axis and run it across the bed to check it is aligned. Everything's plugged in, no cables are touching. Alright, looks alright there. Any comments going on? Cable the right way. Yeah, can it go the wrong way? No, it's indexed, it can't go the wrong way. They've all got a notch on them. Some sort of JST plug. I think it might have to do with the height of this. It's incorrectly set because I manually rotated them to make room to put that piece in. Definitely higher on one side than the other. Probably what's going on. Steppers are fighting. Yeah, well, if one's higher than the other, I just measured and it says to adjust. Where is it? Here. Manually rotate individual axis. Place a hex wrench on the Z-axis rod and run it across until across the bed to check is aligned. Okay. Hey, that sounds better. Unplugged the steppers and rotated each shaft and measured the height just by shoving a hex key on either side and measuring its distance from the bottom of the motor housing to the rail. Okay, so now we can go back to bed leveling. And that just needs to come up a whisker. See if it makes that horrible noise. Okay, looking good. Next. That's good, good, good. And don't make that noise, please. Hey, happy days. Getting closer. Getting closer. Very happy about the idea that the extruder's on the top of this one. That means I can run that wax filament that I bought. Alright, I think that's okay. Next, what happens next? Alright, it's back at the beginning. It's completely done the process. Now, what do I do? Done the level wizard. Next, to begin, load filament. Okay. Let's try 1 spool a kilo. Oh well, stuff it. It's the whole experience, the Aldi experience. I was going to use another filament that I had, but to hell with it. Oh, look at that. And they're in. As soon as I get these, I put them straight into a package where they are sealed again. Keep the moisture off them. You can regenerate them by sticking them in an oven and drying off the moisture and use them again, but yeah, I basically keep them dry. On the main screen, select Quick Menu. Quick Menu. Change filament, add filament. Now I feel like there should be like a little, you know, an insert there with a feed tube, but it just goes straight in. It's kind of weird. Carefully insert end of filament into the hole on the extruder. The extruder will begin to slowly pull the filament in. So it's waiting for me, is it? PLA, yes, PLA. Zero Bytes is saying he drops all his filaments in a storage box, and 20 or so of those little desiccant sachet do not eat packets in the box. Good idea to keep your stuff dry. I saw Russ Grease sticking an entire roll in the oven once to try and drive off moisture that had gathered on one. We're waiting for the temperature to come up. We're at 78, 81. It's not heating the bed. Okay. Choose file. Where's the bloody SD card input? They're over there somewhere. Yeah, there's a big slot over there. I haven't got any got anything prepared. just jump on Cura and spit out. Oh, that's another thing. It hasn't told me what I'm supposed to use to slice it, or what kind of machine I'm telling it is. I should have got an SD card with it. There'll probably be a sample file on there. That would be smart. There we go. Ta-da! What do we got here? Wonder how hot your head gets. Max, mine sees 198 without airflow. Yeah, I'm not sure. It does say that it can handle higher temperature things like your ABS and PETT and PETG. Maybe the instruction booklet will tell us in the specs part. Alright, is that gonna... Oh yeah, it's actually pulling it through. I can feel it just going, incrementing very slowly. Yeah, it's pulling. A lot of people I've seen have a cleaning thing that sits before it goes into your extruder. Just a piece of like sponge or something. I didn't like sponge, it tended to catch on the filament. I've been using like a little piece of paper towel wrapped around and crimped in place with a just an off-cut. Well, I'm purging through with the blue now, and now that that's done, I hit back and it'll be happy, and that's the filament loaded. Okay. We got any specs here that tell us how hot she runs? We can answer the question that Zero Bytes is wondering about. Says it'll do hips at 240 degrees. Usually run PET at 235, so that'll be handy. Technical specifications. There's the answer, mate. 260 degrees. I'd love a sandwich. That would be awesome. Lunch is on. That doesn't mean I'm going anywhere, guys. I'm staying here till I get a print off this thing. So that's all good. I've got some settings here. What's this? Preheat, home XY, move, cool down. Where is home? Go home. Print. Choose file. So there's one file in there. It's kind of weird. You got 0 bytes is feeling the pain of not getting down there and grabbing one. Are you in an area where you got high population density? Because it was there wasn't there was more in the shop that I was in than in a place where there was more people. You might, mate, you'll probably find them going second hand. People that don't know how to use them, because, like, you know yourself, they're fiddly. A lot of people will probably just, you know, have a play and get the shits with it and give up. Do I need to press continue? I don't know what's going on here. I've told it to print and it's just saying looking like it's not heating up. It's probably not a print file. Yeah, you know, mate, you'd only have to have someone do exactly what I did with that, you know, this being higher than this side and the machine making a horrible noise, and it'll be a refund. I'm sure there'll be ones refunded by the end of today. You might be able to hit the manager up and say, I'll give you a cheap price on it. I'm going to have to refer to instructions here because insert the SD card, select print and choose your desired file from the list. There's no list. Maybe we don't get sample files. I'm RTFMing, mate. I'm doing it. I want to know if there's a sample file on there. I can just go and load something, but I've got to tell Curia what the specs are on this machine, which means RTFMing, doesn't it? I've got to tell it bed size and make a I suppose it's a MakerBot type. Websites such as Thingiverse, Pinshape and Umagine are a good place to start. You can create your own programs such as SketchUp, Blender. So we get no file with this that we can use. I mean, there might be something on here, but I don't know what it is because it's just coming up as a random looking letters on the screen. Alright, I'm gonna just jump on Cura, input all the specs for this machine and see what we can do with that. Yeah. Come on, out of here. Come on, come on. Alright, so we're just moving over to the computer here. Clear the way, make some room. We can close that, delete that. Minimize. Open Cura. Just going to grab that SD card. Guess I'm going to find out what's actually on it now, won't I? I bet it's some sort of exe file for some bit of crap. Oh, in Chinese, that's a worry. Excuse me, I'm eating. Oh, there is sample files on there. Cocoon G code. Thumbwheel G code. I just had to go into that, what do you call it? Directory. I'm not really interested in, I'm not at all interested in printing crap, unicorns and vases and shit. The Chinese, it's on the card there, up the top there. See there, mate? It says SD card and random Chinese letters. Okay. Now, where's that model I was mucking around with? I'm making a contraption. Oh, you can't do that until you've told it what size machine it is. Machine settings. Yes, it's a heated bed. Bed size. Specs. $200. 180. Let's go with that. That's a mighty looking space, isn't it? Look how big that is. Alright. wonder what its upper speed, printing speed is. Just set it to run it flat out. $70. She can't go any faster than that, Captain. Okay. Save G-code as. Prototype case on the E drive. Yep. Save. Bam. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What the hell? Well, that's really stupid. I can't seem to get to the actual file that's in the folder. What the hell? And that shot out fast. It's just stupid. Why would you put them inside a directory and you can't access the directory? Yeah, it's silly, isn't it? 0 bytes is saying I've got to drop it into the root. It's just dumb. You'd be pissed off if you didn't know what you were doing. Good chance you're going to get one that's been refunded, mate. Talking to our regular viewer here, 0 bytes. Every time I live stream, he's there. Thanks for joining, man. It's always good to see you. Come on, where am I going here? Put that in there. Okay, let's see if that'll work. I can see my file now. What's that? 0 bytes luck may be very high getting one that's been refunded. Yes, unless everyone that got one's a nerd, maybe not. Yeah, I don't think so. There's a lot of people that'll just dive in for the hell of it and that aren't in any way, shape or form smart enough to drive it. It's already giving me annoying little problems. Well, the bed's heating up. I noticed on my other machine, excuse my full mouth, the other machine I've got, it'll heat the bed and then it'll heat the nozzle. Bit of a slow way to go about it. Alright, bed's up to temp, now it'll start heating the nozzle. Yeah, there you go. I can make my other one preheat both things at the same time, but by default in the G code it will go one then the other. It's probably better for not loading up the gotta wipe its bum before it starts. Yeah. That's why I like to set a brim, because then it can wipe itself on bed. Heating up pretty quick, that's good. That's a pretty powerful power supply. It's a large bed to be heating up. I wonder if the specs tells me how many watts it is. Give me an idea of size amperage the power supply. 350 watts. Zerobyte's comment there about keeping the load spread out so it's not overloading the power supply. Here we go. See what the first layer looks like. So let us know if we're on with getting the bed level. Oh, look at that. That looks nice. Very nice. Now I'm happy. It's going to pop a box up under the tripod here so it can keep it all in a good spot. There you go. Moves pretty quick. Oh mate, I've set it to full speed. I'll set it to 70. It's pretty slow now, isn't it? I just got a sandwich made for me, and the missus stuck this little butt of a chili on the plate here, and oh man, I'm in the power of pain. Very hot. What do you slice with, Zero? Slicer or curer? That could probably come up a little bit actually. It's not the best looking first layer. Looks like it's damaged the corner too where it's put down. There's a little bit of damage there. Hey, Electro! Welcome on board, mate. Electro1622 has just joined. So I did the mad rush and lined up for Oh, you look very pretty. That's a nice dress. Look, I'm printing blue colour. I'm printing blue colour. Yeah, blue colour. Cool. Is that cool? Yeah. So I'll finish that sentence there. You've hit your head again, have you? Come on, out. Yeah, I'll finish that sentence that I started. So I rushed down to Aldi this morning and I lined up. I was the first one there. I got there at 7:45. So I had to wait for 45 minutes. A few people lined up behind me. Not everyone was there for the printer, but I'm glad I did get there early because I was the first person in the door and basically ran in and grabbed it and grabbed 2 rolls of filament and I was first one at the counter. So yeah, smash and grab. Then I had yeah, you'd think she would learn by now not to hit her head on the shelf. Zero's commenting we've had about 5 bumps on the head in this same spot this morning. So yeah, if you want these Aldi printers, you basically have to line up. I had a mate ring me up and tell me that he lined up at Aldi at another store on the other side of Sydney, and they just basically only had 3 and they were all sold out. And there was like 10 people lining up to get it. Abby might need to put her contact in so she doesn't bump her head, Mum reckons. Yeah, that could be a thing. I notice in Slicer you've got a lot more options for the way that it'll lay down the track. In Cura, it will just do what it does. And you can see, for instance, it's running on a 45-degree angle to the print and laying those tracks in. And the only way that I can change the way that that happens is if I rotate the whole model by 45 degrees before I slice it, and then that way it will lay it on the bed at 45-degree angle and it will run the tracks at a 90-degree angle to the build. I'm thinking of getting Simplify 3D because it's had such a good rap. I like the idea of having like control over the infill and not being limited to just Cura just makes like a crosshatch. I don't even have the option to say I want it to be hexagon or wavy lines. It's pretty crap, really. This is printing nice and smooth. I'm a lot happier with the look of that than I am with prints I've got off my other two machines. If anyone's in Sydney and they want a cheap TL4076 that JCar sell, I'm going to put this thing up for sale. $200 you can have it. The retail for $349. This isn't electro. This isn't going to be cast. This is a redesign of this tilt sensor for a motorbike. It's going to have a bunch of control gear put in it and trick a motorbike into going faster and doing all sorts of things. I've got this wax filament that I want to run on it. This stuff here, it's got a much lower melting point, and you can't push it through a Bowden bead, Bowden tube style. The actual heat block is fairly large. My phone is running out of power. I better go and grab a battery pack. I think tube's broken again, only says one viewing. Yeah. Oh well, whatever. Can't always be right. Electro's asking, did I see his video on casting 3D prints? Electro1622. I found that in the spam links this morning, and I've only just pressed the button that says this is not spam, and I was basically too keen to dive in and play with this machine this morning. So I'll have a look at it when I've finished up with this live feed, mate, and I'll have a look. Give you a thumbs up and comments and all that. Yeah, that's looking really nice. I always want to touch it. It's probably not a good idea for interlayer bonding if I go and put my greasy fingers on it, but I just can't help myself. I just have to touch it. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? So I wonder what the success rate of other people that have bought one today have had. How's their experiences going? I'm sure there'll be some people watching this that have hit it and had trouble. I'd have been in trouble. Yeah, I had this. Yeah, I turned this and it put the bed, but the whole axis out of level, and I had to fiddle around and get them at the same height. It was a horrible noise. It was two steppers fighting. Yeah. I had to be nervous. No, they'll all be gone. We're going to grab a battery. So if any viewers are watching this and they've had bad experience, drop a comment, let us know if you need some tips or some help trying to get your machine running. More than happy to help out. If you're skipping around and you're seeing it printing, there was trouble in the early part there where I had the two steppers out of alignment and it made a horrible noise. It's just a matter of rotating them and measuring the height so that they're all back in alignment, and it was all good again. This is the longest live feed I've ever done. Are you at work, Electro, or are you at home, mate? What's going on? Up in the office doing your business, or sitting back with a beer? He might have left. Zero's still there. I'll tell you what, if you've seen this filament left over in the Aldi's, grab it, man. It's working really nice. Seems to be a lot more accurate than the other ones I've got. Can't wait to see what the tea glaze comes out like. Walking parts like, I don't know what is walking parts like soothing. I don't know what is walking parts like. What do you mean? I don't understand. Oh. Hey, Electro's still there. He's in the lab. Yeah, I get tied up watching the things print. It's bloody addictive. So Electro, what is the content of your video that you put up? Casting 3D prints. Give a little overview. Maybe people will pick up on it and come along and have a look, see what you've done. It sounds so smooth. Having a spasm. Funny, when this thing printed there was like a gap in that. It didn't join. Resin printing is the go, says Electro. It's the one with the light coming up through a resin bath, is that the type you mean? Those things are thousands of dollars, aren't they? 12 hours long, 0 bytes, says his last print was, what? Toothbrush holder. Wow. I just noticed it says fan speed on the thing down here, it says 0%. And this fan here is not doing any business. That one is. Zero bytes. So I was doing it slow as it made a cleaner finish. Yes, it does make a good finish when it's run clean and it's slow. It's the trade-off though, isn't it? You want the thing printed out and now make it happen, and then if you do it too fast it looks rough and bodgy. that tea glaze stuff, when you print it nice and slow, you get it gets so clear that you can see right through it. Okay, Electro's come back to us. It's about infill design and why to print it as hollow as possible. Oh, okay. Hollow as possible would be so that you have less material to burn out. Would that be right? If any of you viewers aren't subscribed to Zero Bytes or Electro1622, go along and have a look at their content. You might find something interesting. Something I've been meaning to say for a while now on my YouTube videos is that over 90% of the viewing is from people who aren't subscribed. And when you subscribe to me, I get an email, and what I do is I follow that email and I'll follow that link to your page, and if you've got content, I'll have a look at your content, and if I like your content, I'll sub back. So, you know, it's like the old sub for sub thing, but of course you've got to have content there that I'm interested in. So yeah, click the subscribe button. You might get another one back at you. Man, this print's looking good. It's looking very nice. I find these little baggies of filament samples a bit of a tease. Like, come on. You'd be better off giving me like a 250 gram roll than say a little 10 meters of this and that. 10 meters don't print much. I'll go and grab the other print that I did of this this model. I'll show you how that came up. It was in PETG. Nope, I've misplaced it. Well, here's the start of that print. That's PETG. Electro's got another wise bit of information here. Plastic expands just before it melts. Okay. If it's solid, it expands outwards, cracks your mould and makes it. So making it hollow for inward expansion. Ah. Yeah, I guess you could get quite a bit of pressure if you had it solid and it's turning into a liquid, and the expansion would be like hydraulics, wouldn't it? Poor old phone here is struggling. It's plugged into a battery, but it's saying low battery every so often because it's probably using far more power than it's actually filling up on. dim screen. Yeah, that's a good idea. Dim the screen, I won't be using near as much power. Dim screen. Just got another update on the Aldi printer situation. There's another Aldi has all sold out. Dim screen. Now the next filament that I buy will be coming from Hobby King. We've got some black PETG. Seems to be a pretty good price for that type of material. I've paid some crazy prices, and I don't think it's really worth it. You know, quite often you just be paying for a name. As long as it fits in the machine and works well, I don't care what its branding is. There's not a lot of sellers with the PETG stuff, and I like using that because it doesn't have the same shrinkage ratio as the ABS. And let's face it, who wants to smell plastic burning in your house? I just noticed this is also running a lot hotter than it needs to be. PLA does not need to be run at 235, but that's the setting I had it in Slicer, in Cura, because I was running PETG before. What do we got here? Zero's coming comment. Last filament I got from JCar was too much money for the quality it gave me. Which one was that, Zero? And having worked for JCar as long as I have, I can tell you JCar prices are always the top of the pops. That wood, how did you go with that wood filament? I hated it. I have had just nothing but jams with it. It's like Insta Jam. Stick this in your printer. Currently I'm taking advantage of my staff discount and buying up anything that I like the look of before I finish up. At this point on the last print that I did, it got messy and it seemed to end up with lines around here. And it's at the same time that it finished printing this top round part. Zero's experience with JCar's wood filament says it worked, but the output was no better than others. It was just brown in colour. for me with the wood, it just felt like it was, you know, it was going to be something exciting to print, something that I could sand and drill and yeah, just a nightmare. So much so that I'm scared to run it. I wouldn't even try to put it in here. I'm sure it would jam up. I'll pull the head apart and have to, you know, service the head before I need to. Tried to stand it, just made it. Tried to sand it, made it look worse. Yeah, okay. I did a print with a lot of support material. I was printing a My Little Pony, and when it came to tidying it up, I just used a soldering iron and just basically ran the soldering iron around wherever there was crusty looking bits and just melted it back in. It did have a bit of burning, but that didn't matter to me because I was going to paint it. Where's that Russ Grease fella? He usually pops in when there's a live feed on. He saw the smash and grab video. I wonder if there's any retailers in America selling printers. I feel like I might be having it running too hot, given that squidgy looking effect I'm getting there. And the fan, I might turn that fan on. Can I turn that fan on? Settings. Fan. Settings, fan. Alright, the fan is working. Yeah, I can change the temp on the fly, 0 bytes. Temp, fan, speed. I've got control of all these settings here. And that's also the same on my little Malian M200. It allows me to change these settings as well, all except for the fan speed. Yeah, where I found it helpful was if I'd forgot to tell the, to do a slow a slow first layer, you can basically just go print speed 50% and just sit here and watch it do its first layer, and then as soon as you were happy you could hit the put it back up to full speed, and then also let it get a good height before you turn the fan on, so that you're not curling it off the bed. How are we looking over here? This is another design I made in 3D Maker, that thing that came on the Windows 10 install. 3D Builder, sorry, 3D Builder. Seems to be alright. I just use another part as a subtraction function to take away. Just put boxes and cylinders, and then use another cylinder to cut a hole to make the holes, and pretty easy to do. It's not at all hard. We're coming up on 2 hours on this live feed. I will cut it short on the 2-hour mark. 2 hours is a long stretch for anyone on YouTube these days, and it's hard pressed to get me to click a button when it says this is a 2-hour feed, or a wasLIVE situation. But given the content, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that will be watching this in the next week or so, while they scratch their head and try and work out how to get their machine to work. I also might take a trip back down to Aldi. 6 minutes too long for most people, says Zero Bytes. I think 3 minutes is too long for most idiots these days. I think I'll go back down to Aldi at some point this weekend and say, have you had any returned? I think I covered this before. Where do you live, Zero? Isn't it Melbourne? Canberra, okay. The nanny state. Oh, I remember the good old days of the Canberra fireworks. I used to be in the pyro industry, and we'd go down there at on the cracker weekend and have an absolute blast. It was great. Canberra, the nanny state where the knobs work. You should mount a dental drill instead of a hot end on your other printer and make a CNC. Well, that's an idea. That comment comes from Electro. He's coming up with the way that I can do something else with the machine. So, Zero, you didn't really need to expand on the fact that all the knobs that work in Canberra are politicians. I'm sure we got that inference. Let's face it, the country'd still run without those guys. We'd all still get up and go to work, come home. It would run better. Of course it would. Oh, who's this guy? Oh, Mandino has just landed. What's the time in America there? We've got an American. 2 Aussies and 1 American. Sounds like the beginning of a joke. 2 Aussies and an American walked into the bar and one said, I'll let you guys finish that. 11:30 Friday night in America. Well, it's 2:30 Saturday Arvo in Australia, and I've just been down to Aldi this morning. Stood in. I made myself the head of the line. Got there 45 minutes early to make sure I got this machine. $4.99. I walked out with this this ripper of a 3D printer, which is a rebadge of a Wanhao i3, I think they call them. And yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Freezing your nuts off in the cold fog. Who's freezing your nuts off in the cold fog? Me this morning. It wasn't cold here, mate. It's only cold in Canberra where you live. Og Mandino's got cousins in Australia and New Zealand and finds phone calls are problematic. Oh, so Zero, you were up this early and you didn't go to Aldi. You could have coughed on all of them. Yeah, Ogmandino, this is my present to myself. I'm about to finish up being store manager of JCar Electronics and take a bit of a back seat and start being a stay-at-home dad and do a few odd jobs on the side and basically just take life as it should be and not be slaving for some thankless corporation that will never give you a pat on the back and say thanks for that. So yeah, here I go. This is, you know, $500. I need a printer. Of course I need a printer. Been up most of the night. Oh man. Poor old Zero Bytes got a bad flu. He's pretty crook. And that's his excuse for not making it down to Aldi to get this. Sorry to hear that, mate. Your wife would be complaining if you had any 3D printers, says Ogmandino. Well, yeah, I can relate to that, but my missus is quite okay with the sound of a 3D printer wiggling away in the background. I've got 3 of the bloody things now. We're definitely going to get rid of the cold bed. Zero's glad he's single. Ogmandino's comment is if he didn't tell her she didn't have something to bitch about, she'd die. Well, Well, think how much longer she'll live if you give her the gift of a 3D printer to complain about. Oh, even with the screen dim on the phone and the power plugged into a bloody battery, the phone is down at 4%. Must use a lot of energy. Give her a printer for Mother's Day. Yeah, that's a great idea. Just do it, man. Phone, Samsung S5. Question by Zero, what phone you got? It's been alright. I'm not a phoneaholic. I'm Apple phobic. I'll never have an Apple phone unless it's given to me for free. I've had mates have that situation happen to them. They were like complete anti-Apple people, and then they went and worked for this guy. Next thing they got an Apple Watch and a friggin' iPhone, and it's like, you've been completely Appletized. What's going on? And then they turn around and say, yeah, I like it. You're gonna get an 8 in the next few days, 0. Yeah, that looks. I saw one the other day. It looked mad. It had this cool silver flip case. The cover was like a mylar, see-through mylar, and you could swipe on the front of it and you could see the time shining through. It was really cool. Well guys, I'd love to stay here till the end of the print, but at 3% on my battery, there's a chance this thing will drop and not finish properly as a finished up live feed. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. Thanks so much for joining and coming along and having a chat. And great to have you guys here. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. I might have another crack at this tomorrow, running some of this wax filament. It's probably a good idea. I'll try a few other things. And thanks for watching. Bye.